You know that feeling when you sit down to meditate and it feels like your own mind is the biggest obstacle in the room? That constant stream of thoughts, the chatter, it's the very thing you're trying to get past, right? Well, according to the teachings of Osman, the blind Muslim yogi, you're absolutely right. In this explainer, we're going to dive into this fascinating idea of the mind as a barrier, and, more importantly, what's waiting on the other side.
So let's start with this really powerful central idea from Osman. Your active mind can literally be an obstacle. But what does that actually mean for you and me, in a practical sense? Let's break it down.
Okay, so if the mind is an obstacle, the obvious next question is, what exactly is it blocking? What are we missing out on when our brains are just, too busy and full of all that noise?
Well, the answer, according to this teaching, is something called cosmic energy. Think of it as this universal life force that's all around us, available to us all the time. You've probably heard this concept in other traditions, maybe with different names. But here's the catch. We can only really tune into it or let it in when our minds are calm and receptive.
So how does the mind control the flow of this energy? This is the cool part. A great way to picture it is to think of your mind as a kind of valve. When your mind is all over the place, scattered with thoughts, that valve is cranked almost completely shut. But when you calm it down, when you get focused, the valve opens up and that energy can just pour right in. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the active mind creating turbulence. It's like a kink in a garden hose, right? The flow is disturbed, it's slow. But a calm mind, over on the right, that creates a smooth, wide-open channel. We're talking a faster, denser, and way more complete flow of energy, which, as we'll see, has some pretty profound benefits. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, this cosmic energy thing sounds a little out there. And yeah, at first, it's not something you can see or touch. But the idea is that with consistent practice, you start to develop what Osman calls your subtle senses. It's this inner awareness that lets you begin to actually perceive this flow of energy inside your own body.
To really get a handle on what it's like to develop these subtle senses, let's use an example that every single one of us can relate to: feeling our own heartbeat.
So, just for a second, right now, try to feel your heartbeat. Can you feel it? Unless you just ran up a flight of stairs or you're really concentrating. You probably can't. But think about that. Your heart is this powerful muscle pumping away constantly. So why don't we feel it all the time?
The reason is pretty simple, actually. Our minds have just learned to ignore it. It's so used to the sensation that it's been filtered out, kind of like background noise that we just don't notice anymore. It's been conditioned out of our awareness.
But meditation can actually reverse this process. It helps us become way more aware of our own bodies. As we quiet our minds, we start to notice these subtle internal sensations that we usually ignore. And with enough practice, we can learn to feel our own heartbeat clearly, anytime we choose to focus on it.
So, what's the big deal about feeling your heartbeat? Well, that's really just the tip of the iceberg. Once you start learning how to quiet your mind and feel that flow of cosmic energy, you'll start to notice some truly amazing, tangible changes in your life. So, a typical person has a resting heart rate of around 72 beats per minute. Let's just think of that as our normal, everyday baseline. But get this, with deep meditation, it's possible for an advanced practitioner to lower their resting heart rate to as low as 20 beats per minute. I mean, that is a massive difference. It's a real-world example of how meditation can dramatically improve your body's efficiency and your overall health.
And the benefits go way beyond just a lower heart rate. This increased energy flow is said to help clear out blocked chakras and nadis. Those are the energy centers and channels in your body. And this can lead to a whole host of other benefits, like feeling more energetic, having better flexibility, and just a general sense of well-being and lightness.
So what if you don't have, 20 minutes a day to sit on a cushion and meditate? Well, the good news is you don't have to. You can actually apply these same principles to your entire life. The real key is just being mindful of whatever you're doing. It's about focus. So when you're walking, just focus on the feeling of your feet hitting the ground. When you're eating, really taste the food. When you're talking to someone, actually listen. By putting your full attention on the present moment, you're quieting your mind and you're allowing that cosmic energy to flow. That is meditation.
If any of this has piqued your interest and you want to learn more from Osman, I highly recommend checking out his website. He has this fantastic free 5-minute yoga program that's a really accessible way to get started. You can find all of his resources, including that great free program, right there at yogawellness786.com. So that leaves us with a final thought to take with you. What's one thing you can do today to be more mindful?
It could be as simple as taking 3 deep, focused breaths before you start your workday. Whatever you choose, just know that every small moment of presence gives you the power to open that valve just a little bit wider.